Catch me, Charles! No, now's the time for the Monday Night Spectacular between San Diego and Seattle as the Nemesis are donning some St. Paddy's Day blacks and greens tonight against the Mavs as the Pacific Division looks for someone to claim its rightful position at the top of the standings. Along with Charles Doherty, I'm Cameron Irvine here ready to go for tonight's ball game. How you doing tonight, Charles?
Hey, I'm doing great. If the game's anything like your energy in your opening statement, we're going to have quite a game. I mean, we've got the battle for the Pacific Division. San Diego's first in the division, coming in the Nemisphere versus the third place Seattle Nemesis. San Diego had a very impressive win versus Fort Worth last week. Seattle lost. Seattle's on a 3-game losing streak. They're hoping some home cooking will help them tonight get a win, stay in a race for the division. We're going to have a battle tonight, and man, the way you kicked it off, I'm ready to suit up and go down on the field.
The Pacific Division right now led by San Diego. They'd like to keep it that way. Seattle's 4.5-point dogs because they've lost 3 straight, and they are trying to right the ship here in this young season, getting older. Kick it! We're underway to end week 10 from the Nemisphere in Seattle, Washington. John Fullerton on the return gets it up to the 25-yard line, and that's where the ever-so-talented Ty Patak will take the field.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see what Seattle does on offense. I mean, they've got a couple different weapons across the field. As I'm always looking to see how they get the running game engaged with, specifically with Baloo Scott. I mean, she needs a couple more carries, I think, to get into the groove. I don't think the last couple games she's had a lot of touches, but hopefully that changes tonight.
Seattle in the St. Paddy's Day blacks and greens. San Diego in their traditional whites as the field numbers are painted green for the occasion. Hand off to Baloo Scott, listening to Charles early. That picks up 3.5 yards to set up a 2nd down and 6. The rest of this Seattle offense includes Patak and Scott along with J.W. Doyle, Dean Jackson in the backfield. Wide receivers, Kenny Slider Jr., Ryan Arlovsky, Gus Scott, John Fullerton, and Justice Blackwell. Ben Harrison, Paulie Truth, your tight ends on the line. Will Stevens, Kobe Beef, Matty Mack, and Sean Sullivan. Patak on 2nd and 6. First pass, that's caught for a move of the chains. Ben Harrison with the reception.
Love it when they get the second tight end and get involved so early in the game. It just shows the weapons that Seattle has. They've got a backfield that can run and catch the ball, and also they're going to get the touches to as many receivers as they can.
It's Harrison's 5th catch of this season as Patak will drop the throw again and again connects with his receiver. That's Gus Scott's 27th of the season, and it's enough for a Seattle first down.
I like the way they're spreading the ball around so far early in this game.
3 different players with a touch.
And so far, plenty of time. You got to watch out, though, on the San Diego defense. They're known for sending anyone and everyone on blitzes. You don't know where it's going to come from, and they'll catch you when you least expect it.
13 sacks this season, 6 different players with a sack on this San Diego front. To Charles's point, first down and 10 at the Maverick 44. Patak drops to throw and has another receiver. That's Paulie Truth, the 4th different player in as many plays to touch the football for the Nemesis. First down.
Patak's starting to get into a groove early in the game here, and San Diego has to do something to disrupt his timing. So far, they're clicking on all cylinders.
53 yards for Patak. He's 8th in the SFL in yards this season, 1,841. Number 1 in touchdowns coming into the week with 14. And the leader is Scott and Paulie Truth, both with 4. Toss out to Baloo Scott, running right, and Scott will pick up a yard before she's wrestled down by Tom Krieg and company. This San Diego Maverick defense includes Biff Markham, Butch Menor, R.C. Puff, Zach Holdorf, Freddie Tremmel, Jeff Gagne, Al Farouk Aminu, all in the front 7. In the secondary, Tanner Hendricks, Pink Lisa, Tom Krieg, Stuart Zamilia, Bob Funk, David Leathers, Danny Carmichael, King Bradshaw, and Nate Hall. Handoff Doyle, J.W. thought He was going to get a little bit more push there, but Aminu stands tall to force our first third down of the evening.
They're letting everyone on offense touch the ball, which is always a good thing in my mind. But let's see what they do on third down. This is the point where San Diego's known to digging their heels in and stopping drives.
It's pretty remarkable. 5 different players now have touched it, and that pass is caught! Touchdown, it's Ryan Arlovsky, another member of the Seattle Nemesis offense to touch the football on the opening drive. That had to be one of the cleanest opening drives we've seen all season.
He probably got a step on the defender at the line of scrimmage on a fade route. He was wide open on the sideline, at least 3 steps ahead of his defender.
Oh, yeah, Creed bit on something.
Creed was looking for a short screen maybe out of the backfield and just left the wide receiver wide open.
And the Nemisphere is rocking. Seattle will kick the extra point and make this 7-0 here on a very green evening in Washington. That extra point is good. 7:22 to go. And San Diego's defense hit with a shovel there on the opening drive. And Seattle certainly doesn't look like a team that's lost 3 straight.
I mean, that was a near perfect drive, Cam. Type attack 4 for 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different players touching the ball.
That is crazy. 2 yards deep in the end zone. This is Dave Axis on the return up to the 22-yard line, and out comes Johnny Pickler. We mentioned his milestones were tracking tonight, 4 touchdowns and a little over 200 yards needed to pass E.T. King in a couple categories.
Yeah, so, Cam, on that last observation of mine, most people count in their head. I had to count out loud. I appreciate you being patient.
I liked it. Everybody needs a little help. 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line. Seattle showing pressure. They bring it, nearly got it in the backfield, and McWaffle is stopped in the backfield, but that was almost a pitch 6 there for the Nemesis defense.
Oh, smokes. Yeah, it looked like that was a safety in the backfield ready to take that handoff and run the other way.
2nd down and 12. San Diego behind the sticks early. Seattle, the #1 rush defense in the SFL right now, giving up just 2.5 yards a carry. That pass is picked off, intercepted by TJ Frosty, and Seattle's got the football.
Yeah, they tried a rollout, but there was heat coming on the opposite side. Somebody looked like they missed the block there, and Pickler had to get rid of the ball.
Wow, what a diving play from TJ Frosty. I'm going to call it now. That's your nice hands catch of the game. Brought to you by Retroid. Put a Retroid handheld in your hands and play the only video game with your player in it. SFL 4K23. And Charles, sometimes defenders don't get a lot of love for the nice hands catch, and got to show it there. What a remarkable play. Frosty's first pick of the season as Patak again fires down the sideline, and it's caught by Pauly Truth.
I was shocked he was able to pull that ball in. I was looking at an interception there. I think that just shows the strength of Pauly Truth.
Wow, right past the ear hole of Zomilia's helmet as they put Pauly Truth wide outside, and holy mackerel, the Seattle team has come out guns blazing.
Yeah, Patak, most importantly, he's perfect so far.
Hand off to Baloo Scott inside the 10-yard line down to the 9, and San Diego just needs something to stop the bleeding here early on.
Yeah, they just need to settle in, and they have to do something to stop this aggressive offense of Seattle.
Four minutes into this one. 2nd down and 5. Nemesis at the 8. Hand off to Doyle, and he gets it down to the 4, 3rd and inches.
Yeah, they haven't changed anything on the second possession. They're giving the ball to everyone.
Third and short. Truth is to the outside along with Dean Jackson, the fullback, to the left of Patak here. They run that direction. Baloo Scott has a, that is probably going to be a challenge there. Marked short currently.
Throw that flag, Mr. O'Neill.
Or Mr. Patak, as it were.
Excuse me, Mr. Patak.
Let's take a retroactive look at the play presented by Retroid. Get your SFL console, go Retroid.com. So, I think this one going to be overturned, but we'll get another look at it, just to be safe. I mean, his whole body's over the yellow line, it looks like.
Yeah. I'd be shocked if they don't get the first down on this one.
If they don't get the first down on this one, that's the worst call of the season. I'm booking it. And it is overturned, so whoopsies from the officials, but all's well that ends well. Seattle's drive will continue. First down and goal, and Coach O'Neill can only shake his head trying to figure out what bus has hit his team in the first 5 minutes of this one.
Yeah, they definitely got a punch in the gut. They're going to have to respond.
Scott this season, better yards per carry rating than her actual number of carries, which would maybe justify more carries for her tonight. First and goal, she's already up to 4 for 11 yards. Pitch, Scott just waltzes into the end zone. Wow. Touchdown, Seattle.
That edge was sealed. Waterproof, block-proof, whatever. There's nobody had a shot at touching the running back on that play.
Maddie Mack was out there like in the flag football game at the convention. Like, I don't have anyone to block out here. I just walked into the end zone with Baloo Scott. And, that left side of the line did yeoman's work. Wow, Seattle has come out firing here. 14-0 before San Diego even has any positive yardage on the board.
And this is a game of adjustments, Cam, and I think Mike O'Neill for San Diego is need to make some adjustments after that those two quick scores by Seattle.
I mean, that TJ Frosty play, Pickler's probably going back to the bench going, I mean, hats off to you. Just a terrific interception. And San Diego's got to shake it off. This kick is 9 yards deep in the end zone, and Axis will not be able to return it. So it'll be first down and 10 at the 20-yard line. And these two teams, Charles, are trying to follow up a Monday night spectacular for the ages last week between Arizona and Alamo City. So far, only one team has showed up to that party tonight.
Yeah. I mean, San Diego, though, have the horses to get running out of the stables here quickly.
First and 10 at the 20. Handoff goes to McWaffle, and McWaffle will get some positive yardage here to start this game. Aaron Gooden with the tackle. Let's meet the rest of that Seattle defense. Connor O'Shaughnessy, Darko Young, James Ramos, Sean Parent, and Aaron Stein, all on this talented defensive front. Matthias Citrion, Sabo Kanan, and Aaron Gooden are your linebackers. Corners are Amar Bryant Jr., Daniel Valentine, and Ricky Robinson. Safeties, TJ Frosty, Doug Day, and Bryant James. Hunter McWaffle against the league's #1 rushing defense has a first down and more for the Mavericks.
That was a good run. I mean, I like the fact that they're doing some plays to help settle down on offense after that turnover. And Hunter McWaffle's he's the answer. I mean, he's very effective when he gets the ball. You know, my only beef is that he doesn't get the ball, I think, enough in this offense because he can certainly cause damage.
22nd in the league in carries with 108 as Pickler will fling it outside, and Benji Matson, who is a downfield threat in this offense, could not reel it in. Second down.
Definitely is. I mean, he's got a 25.3 average in his catches, so he's definitely a threat downfield.
It's good for second best in the SFL, yet he only has 16 catches. That is fourth on the team. 4:24 to go, empty 5 wide for Pickler against a 3-man front. They send a linebacker to Seattle. Pickler goes down the field. That pass is incomplete in razor-thin coverage. on B. Robo down the field.
I think that was Valentine, the cornerback for Seattle, that had him locked up. B. Robo is a tough wide receiver to cover. Very tall, very thick built. He's very strong, hard to get the ball from.
Valentine quiet this season, but that's good for a corner. 34 tackles, 4 pass deflections, 1 pick. Locking down offensive players. Not on this one, as that's Eagle Mondavi against Valentine. Broadcast jinx. First down, San Diego.
Yeah, Mondavi looked wide open, and he found the seam there in the zone, and they capitalized on it. Johnny Pickler, good read by him to get it to the white. Well, it looked like a couple wide receivers were open there on that flood route package.
Valentine bailed out, wanted to make sure that San Diego didn't beat him over the top, and yeah, Charles left a couple guys wide open in that space. So San Diego back to work, trying to get this crowd to quiet down after Seattle's 14-point burst in the opening frame. Pickler to throw. Pickler looking for someone to get open underneath and finds a crossing Doug Britton for 5 yards. Nice job by the O-line to hold up.
Yeah, very nice. They sent some extra defenders in on the blitz, and the offensive line for San Diego held their own and gave Pickler plenty of time to dump it off to the short route.
Pickler, McWaffle, Rob Noel, Easton King, Dave Axis, Eagle Mondavi, Doug Britton, B. Robo, Benji Matson, Adam Williams are your skill players of this offense. Up front, Jacob Reed, Taylor Menner, and Anthony Anderson are your offensive linemen to watch. Noel's first carry makes it 3rd and short. In no man's land here for San Diego. You think it'd be 4-down territory here. That pitch is good enough for a first down. They don't even have to think about it, as McCary gets his first carry.
Yeah, so far San Diego doesn't look too phased on where the scoreboard is. They're looking at a pretty successful drive so far.
And they're slowing the game down too, because Seattle was all over this field in the first 5 minutes. San Diego trying to shorten things up a little bit, take that momentum away. Pickler throws another short route. That's caught for a 6-yard gain. That's Matson's first catch, and now Pickler's spreading the ball around. 3 different players with a catch.
Yeah, the key here is the offensive line's giving him plenty of time. I mean, everyone knows Pickler's been in the league for a long time, veteran quarterback. You give him time, and he's going to kill you.
Pickler sacked 11 times this season, middle of the road in the SFL. But Seattle's third in the league in sacks coming into this week, with 16.5 on this unit. Frosty makes the tackle on Noel, and will set up a 3rd down.
So far, San Diego's been very effective on those short routes, those drag routes over the middle. Let's see if they go to the well again on 3rd and 3.
3rd and short in field goal range currently for the Mavs. They are 2 for 2 on 3rd down in the first quarter. Pickler back to pass, faces the blitz, and the block is not picked up. Taken down by Sabo Kanan to force a 4th down and possibly outside of field goal range as well.
Huge play by Kanan. We were given so many accolades to the offensive line for San Diego. This time they let the linebacker slip through and just wreak havoc in the backfield.
That was McWaffle's assignment, and going to need to work on that in practice. Kanan gets the first sack of the game. This is a 48-yard field goal for Cliff Allen. Got it in the safe confines of the Nemisphere. 12-play, 48-yard drive. Not a touchdown, Charles, but San Diego does get some points on the board and quiets the crowd a little bit.
Yeah, they broke the seal, Cam. They had to. I mean, 3 points is important. This early in the game, they've shown that they can move against the defense of Seattle and put some points on the board, so it's something they can build on.
Now their defense is going to have to get a stop-type attack. 5 for 5 for 91 yards to start the ball game. A touchdown, no interceptions, and a perfect quarterback rating. They'll get a chance to return this from 1 yard deep in the end zone. That's Fullerton on the return. There's a flag. You saw the block in the back right there. That's going to wipe out this return. It was right at the point of attack. That's going to bring it back quite a bit.
Yeah, so Cam, we've been saying a couple times about Patak's perfect pass completion percentage. So we may have just jinxed him on this drive.
Yeah, probably. That's usually how it goes. He's I'll try to reverse it. He's only 19th in the SFL in completion percentage, 52.6, which is a shocking figure for someone that leads the league in touchdown passes. They'll start with a run to Baloo Scott, and Scott doesn't have much room on that side. They definitely saw something on film where they're trying to test the Mavs outside, which Fort Worth chose not to do, Charles, a couple weeks ago, and they got burned for it.
Yeah, and when they have David Leathers, the strong safety on run coverage, he's very dangerous. He's one of the best run cover safeties in the league.
2nd and 10, Patak off his back foot. That pass is incomplete.
Yeah.
Got all the mustard on it.
See what you did?
I know. Was that me? Did I do that? 3rd down.
San Diego's responded after that. We called it a punch in the gut. The defense looks like they've settled in, and if they can stop them here on 3rd down, they get the ball back probably in good territory.
3rd and 10. Seattle's 2 for 2 on 3rd down. San Diego bringing some pressure. Patak drops back, but just has to check it down. And the Mavs not only get a penalty on the kick return, but then a 3 and out from Seattle's offense, and they'll have pretty good field position to start the 2nd quarter.
Yep, they sent the middle linebacker up the middle on a blitz on that dime package, and it was just enough to disrupt the quarterback's read, and had to get rid of that ball early.
Punt is away. And a chance to return on 4.4 hang time. Axis gets it out to the 46-yard line, and we'll actually have one more play to go here in this 1st quarter. We'll see what San Diego draws up.
Hats off to the San Diego defense. I mean, they did what they needed to do on that last drive. Giving the ball back to the San Diego offense. It looks like they found their groove on that last drive. If they could just, keep the momentum going into the end zone, I think, that's kind of what their goal is here on this possession.
1st down, blitz picked up. Hunter McWaffle picks up 5, and so far the San Diego run game putting some pieces together. 22 yards of rushing in the 1st quarter. Not going to blow up the stats truck, but pretty good against this #1 rush defense. San Diego's settling in. We hope you are too tonight after a long days of work. This is the Monday Night Spectacular presented by APM Music on SFL YouTube, along with Ron Haynes, Mike Daggs in the stats truck, Rochelle Colston standing by to make sure that everything runs smoothly. Tyler Falk, Chris Curtis back in our studios for halftime. And Charles Doherty and Cameron Irvine with you again for another wonderful evening of SFL action. Best part of the week. Pickler drops to throw, fires it, caught. 1st down. Adam Williams with the catch. His 1st of the season, Charles. That's crazy.
That's amazing. I mean, at one point, he was Rookie of the Year, his 1st season in the league. And
wow.
The worm just shows you how dangerous he is on those short routes.
Beat linebacker on the play that was Citrion. So 1st down. Pickler now 4 for 7. He's hit 4 different receivers. Robo still looking for his 1st catch on 2 targets. Seattle's done the best job on him so far. Down to 9 on the play clock. Pickler drops to pass. Pretty clean pocket. That pass nearly intercepted. As that's swatted away by Bryant James, the former #1 pick and season 19 All-Star.
Yeah, the downfield coverage was perfect on that play. They sent 4 down linemen on the pass rush, and that was just enough just to get a little bit of penetration in the inside there to throw off the read of Pickler, and he had to get rid of that ball.
2nd and 10. Pressure. Throws. Robo complete. First down. That is 5 different receivers with a catch each, rather.
Yeah, Pickler on this play just hung in there. Perfect throw. I mean, he had to jump with one arm to get it, but I think that was the only place that Pickler could put the ball.
As you look at the stats with the updated catch from Robo, San Diego starting to catch up a little bit here. 8:58 to go in the first half. Mondavi goes in motion. Pickler's 5 for 9. Draw. And a lot of room. McWaffle breaks a tackle, gets 10 and a first down. Wow, Hunter McWaffle having a surprisingly good first half against this stingy defense.
Yeah, and you're doing well on the run game when draws are knocking off 10 yards.
Yep, you're right, Charles. And I like what San Diego's run game is doing. They've mixed it up quite a bit in terms of their play calling. 5 wide on first down. Pickler. Intercepted. Are you kidding me? Doug Day, who's been sensational all season long, gets it out to the 20-yard line. First down, Seattle, ripping points off the board.
Yeah, there was a bevy of Nemesis players there in the end zone where the ball was, and oh my gosh, that was a dangerous pass, obviously. And Doug Day, you don't want to mess around with Doug Day. I mean, he's having a phenomenal year, to your point earlier.
Doug Day, 2nd in the SFL in tackles with 73. He's got 2 pick sixes. That's tied for the best mark in the league. He's also top 25 in TFLs, pass deflections, and picks. That's an MVP-type season right there.
Definitely.
So Seattle takes over, and Baloo Scott gets the handoff, picks up 3. But, man, that was a head-scratcher there from Pickler. They had everything going their way, an ill-advised mistake there.
And it looked like they only had, they didn't have any type of pass rush whatsoever. So, to your point, I don't know what he was seeing on the field.
Of course, this is the Mike O'Neill, Doug Day matchup. Those two become good friends in life as that pass is caught by Harrison again. First down, a pickup of about 13.
And the coach, Patak, before the game, I was talking to him, and he says he has a lot of dialogue with Mike and has a lot of respect for him. I was actually delighted that San Diego was added in the division because he likes the competition and has a heck of a lot of respect for Mike O'Neill.
And this division is nutty. Vancouver currently leads it at 5-4. If San Diego wins, they'll retain or they'll take back over first place. If Seattle wins, both Seattle and Vancouver will be 5-4, as Baloo Scott will pick up a couple of hard-earned runs. But Seattle and Vancouver, both at 5-4, have not played yet. They play in Week 13, and that could be for the division crown, depending upon what San Diego does down the stretch.
Hopefully it's all decided by then.
Why? You don't want drama in Week 13?
Not if my team's involved.
Ty Patak steps up into the pocket. Pass caught by Fullerton. First down to the 37-yard line. I wasn't quite sure what Ty was thinking. I think he was going to run, and then he saw Fullerton break free.
And Fullerton all season, he's has the leading yards per catch on the team at 18.3, and he's just adding to it on that catch. It was wide open, but he looked like, to your point, the last part of the progression for the quarterback.
It's now 5 different players to make a catch for Seattle, as it almost looked like Patak led Fullerton down the sidelines. That pass a little bit overthrown, looking for truth. 2nd and 10.
I haven't seen a lot of short routes run by Seattle. I think going up against a team like San Diego, I mean, to my point at the beginning of the call, they'll send anyone and everyone on a blitz, and you have to have those short routes available for your quarterback.
Seattle may be trying to work on that deep ball. They're just 23rd in the league in yards per pass attempt at 6.4. San Diego 10th best against the pass. Patak down the field, caught by Truth to the 18-yard line. First down, Seattle.
Yeah, he is a nice catch by Patak. Pass by Patak to the tight end. And I guess they're going to throw where they want to. Don't listen to Charles.
There's too many P's and T's in that sentence and in Patak's name. What does he need all those consonants for?
I don't know. I mean, I think vowels are more expensive.
All right, settle down, Pat. 1st and 10. 6 minutes to go. I laughed too hard at that. That was a good one, Charles. Scott gets a couple yards to the 15.
Yeah, they're knocking at the door here. I mean, a nice way to answer up after that turnover. I mean, they need to keep their foot on the pedal and keep putting points on the board to keep San Diego in the looking in the rearview mirror.
Patak 9 for 11 for 152 yards. Out of the shotgun now on 2nd and 8. San Diego looking for a stop to keep this a 2-score game. Pitch to Doyle, and they were ready for it. Wow, that was terrific scout work there from San Diego. Freddie Trammell makes the stop.
Yeah, Freddie Trammell, a very disciplined veteran outside linebacker, is you're not going to run any by him. One-on-one tackling is his forte.
Empty for Patak on 3rd down and 8. San Diego's line splits wide to try and keep Patak contained in the pocket. Sending a blitz. Patak, nowhere to go, and he gets buried in the backfield way back at the 29-yard line. Sacked by Biff Markham, who showed the wheels on that play.
They sent the whole battalion in on that blitz game. It looks like they had 3 extra men blitzing, and you got to be careful when you're playing San Diego. I mean, they'll send from everywhere, and on that one, it looks like all parts of the field had a blitzer.
Woo! Markham got back there in a hurry. I don't think Patak expected him to be in his business that quickly. That field goal is good. 17-13 or 17-3. Victor Ironleg with the kick. 10-play, 52-yard field goal, and San Diego successfully keeps it a 2-touchdown game.
Yeah, that's very good for San Diego, and that type of play that Biff Markham did on that blitz is the type that gets your team psyched, and I have a feeling that the offense for San Diego is going to come out firing.
If you're new to the Simulation Football League, like Michael Gott and others in the chat, welcome. The SFL is football for everyone. Get off the sideline and start your play today by joining our Discord server at simulationfl.net. Click the Join the Community button and begin your career, or just meet the stars of the SFL on and off the field. It's never too late to get involved. I got a star right here with me in the booth, Pseudo Nakai of Vancouver. You know, I was going to flex Vancouver
easy
and DC.
Now, easy.
What? I was going to flex Vancouver and DC into Monday night, but I couldn't do that, Charles. I've seen you watching Vancouver games. You would not have been able to contain yourself.
No, yeah, I could.
First down at the 29 for San Diego, taken back over down 14, but they have successfully weathered the storm that Seattle brought to them in the first 5 minutes. Since then, they've played them even. Pickler will hand it off to McWolf, loop over the ball. No. It's picked up by Seattle. Another turnover for San Diego in the first half. That's Kanan with the fumble recovery to go along with his sack.
That is a nightmare for San Diego to fumble on that play. I mean, they had all the momentum going in their way, and the defense of Seattle just disrupted the play, and now they've got the ball. Seattle has the ball in prime position.
Our stat crew will confirm, but I believe Aaron Gooden forced it. Kanan recovered, but they'll let us know. 55 and 56, right next to each other on the field. And wow, San Diego, they are hurting right now. Type attack, rolls out, then checks it down to Dean Jackson. Clever play call there from the Nemesis.
Yeah, I think that's what they need to do against that heavy blitz of San Diego. They need to keep the defense guessing. And those short little passes, if they get a couple of them in line, the defensive coordinator is going to think twice before sending them all at them.
Mike Daggs confirms Kanan forced it. Gooden recovered. So 2nd down and 5, 4 minutes to go. And that picks up a yard for Baloo Scott. Big 3rd down coming up here as Trammell gets his 3rd tackle.
Look, I'm going to say, and they're going to do completely opposite of what I say. They're in field goal range. Don't do anything crazy because you can walk away with at least 3 here.
3rd down and 4. Patak drops to pass over the middle. They are killing the Mavs right in that short zone. Pauly Truth, another catch, his 5th of the first half.
Yeah, that fly route by the tight end, just right up the middle, just a straight run straight to the goal post, is just killing the defense for San Diego.
And Patak's now up to 11 of 13. Truth 5 for 84. Truth is 9th in the league with 43 catches. That's amongst all players. Hand off to Scott. Scott will get 1. Bob Funk with the tackle. The Mavericks defense doing a good job against Scott in this run game, but they have not been able to figure out Patak out tonight.
Definitely. I mean, they've put some heat on, and when they're able to get past that offensive line, they've been pretty successful. But so far, the offensive line for Seattle, for most of those blitzes, they're holding them in check.
Doyle takes the handoff. Zomilia drags him down at around the 10. Another 3rd down. Forthcoming for Seattle, 3 of 5 so far tonight.
I like the play calling for Seattle, and again, don't do anything wacky here. You're in the driver's seat.
Patak, 3rd down. Dumps it short. That's Dean Jackson wide open. No one covered him, and he gets all the way down to the 1-yard line. Jackson, who has just 5 catches this season for 3 yards, a forgotten piece to defend in this offense.
I love that. I love that play. Beautiful play, and San Diego wasn't expecting it. There was 10 yards between the receiver and the end zone. I mean, San Diego shows you how fast they are in their reaction, but man, what a smart play call by Seattle.
Patak mixing it up, 100 down the middle and 82 to either side. We've hit the 2-minute warning. San Diego's on the ropes. What a brilliant first half from Seattle, trying to get themselves back in position to take over in the Pacific. You're watching the Week 10 Monday Night Spectacular right here on SFL YouTube. We'll have halftime coming up shortly. I'll let you know what they'll be discussing once I know. Or they just won't tell me, and it'll be a surprise to all of us. That's fine, too. Pauly Truth goes in motion. Toss. Scott, look at that block. And Baloo Scott's into the end zone. Got a great block from her son, Gus Scott. It's a family affair, and Seattle's up 20.
Great blocking on the edge all night by Seattle, and the wide receiver helping out the halfback there. And it also helps when you have Kobe Beef in front of you, too. I mean, great passing across the line for Seattle. Great drive. And they're really, really taking it to San Diego here in the first half.
Wow, I'm stunned, Charles. I mean, Seattle was 4-1. They have not played particularly good football over the last few weeks. They had the unceremonious exit of one of their star defenders. It's been kind of a tailspin for the Nemesis. And here they are tonight after San Diego just took it to the Fort Worth Toros. They're crushing the Mavericks. You just never know in this league, any given sim day.
Definitely. I know there's a lot left in the game, but so far this playbook for Seattle is in the keeper category.
I would say so. Up to the 24-yard line. Axis on the return. And maybe San Diego's got time here in the first half to put together a touchdown drive. That would be huge.
It would be huge. They've got to find something. They've got to make the right adjustments here at halftime, Cam, because the defense of Seattle is dictating the terms on the field so far.
Hopefully Tyler Falk will be able to find some positive things to say about the Mavs. He's a loose cannon when you get into these blowouts. You just never know what he's going to say.
Yep.
I can see him seething right now. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line. Pickler's pass is incomplete, so that'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Coming up on the APM Music Halftime Report, Chris Curtis, a.k.a. the Walmart Yeti, and Tyler Falk, a.k.a. the Kmart Ken. We'll have a recap from the first half in Seattle. Cam and Mike think Fort Worth is a contender. What does Tyler think? And can Florida contend with Canton at the top of the class? That and more on the APM Music Halftime Report. Tyler didn't like my Ken. Right now he's mad at me. Look, Ken won the Oscar, or at least got nominated. Barbie didn't, so, for whatever that's worth. As that pass is also incomplete. 3rd down and 10.
Seattle almost had another one. They had a mid on the ball. Woo. That was Doug Day again.
Doug Day, I mean, he is playing like a man possessed this season. I don't know what's gotten into him, but
does he have dreadlocks?
He does.
Oh, for crying out loud, Doug.
He's been hanging out with a lot of different people these days.
Now he's big time. The dreads.
Johnny Pickler's pass is caught. Defender fell over, and then Britton got a block. One man to beat. Britton down the sideline. That was mega for San Diego. Boy, did they need that. They get to Seattle territory.
It was mega. They needed it. They needed that bad, and now they've got an opportunity to put some points on the board, and that's just what they need to stay in this game. I think that was the first target for Britton. No, he's actually been targeted a couple times. Sorry.
First down for the Mavericks to the Seattle 46. They still have all 3 timeouts. Britton was able to get out of bounds. Britton, the only 4-time All-Star on this team. Last made it in season 21. Handoff goes to Rob Noel.
Tackle.
And, yeah, good stop in the open field there from Citrion. San Diego's got all their timeouts. No need to hurry just yet.
Definitely. No need to hurry, and no need to push it deep down the field yet. You got plenty of time.
1:20 to go in the first half. 2nd and 9. Deep. Johnny is incomplete. 3rd and 9. Johnny's now 6 of 14.
Yeah, I mean that's rolling the dice against the safeties here for Seattle. Woo.
Another big 3rd down. They haven't moved the football much since they converted their last 3rd and long. Pickler drops to throw. Fires middle, wide open. Britton is killing it this first half. Timeout San Diego. Their drive continues.
I mean, that's the risk when you send only 3 down linemen in on the blitz, and there's no pressure at all on Pickler. And, you can't hold on, especially on a zone like that. They're going to find the opening.
Three receivers for Johnny 2K. Pass is a little bit behind the intended receiver, looking for Matson. Another 1st down incomplete pass.
At case in point, they sent 4 in and were able to put pressure on the quarterback and got rid of the ball early.
That is the 4th straight incompletion on 1st down for Pickler. 2nd and 10. Pickler fires, caught at the 15-yard line. Matson in between a pair of defenders.
Oh my gosh.
And they have executed this 2-minute drive to perfection thus far.
I would just send the tight ends on both sides on fly routes all night. Just toss it to them. So far, neither defense has had an answer.
Ball rests at the 15 on the right hash mark. Pickler drops to throw again, fires into the end zone, pass caught, touchdown! B. Robo into the end zone. Wow, San Diego strikes back. We got a ball game.
We got a ball game, and you got to give credit to Doug Britton on that huge reception at the start of this drive. But Pickler and his offense just settled in there and were able to pick apart the defense of Seattle in this series. I think they found something they can build on going into the second half.
Doug Day got hung up by the turf monster there. He may have had his second pick of the night.
Wow.
What do you think of Seattle's festiveness tonight, Mike? This Nemesis head 4-leaf clover thing is freaking me out, but it's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. I mean, it's something that you don't see a lot of, that I don't think in that color combination, except for I kind of think Queen City a little bit, but not so bright on the green. But
right.
Good coloring.
It's worked for them so far tonight as they're up 24-10. Fullerton on the return. And Fullerton breaks away, gets it out of the 26-yard line. Now this would be a devastating situation for San Diego if they were to give up a touchdown before the half after doing all that work. They did leave a good chunk of time on the clock.
Yeah, and Cam, I am going to give you a pass for calling me Mike.
I call you Mike? Sheesh. That's brutal. What's my punishment?
Oh, well, I'll figure something out. It's still early.
Let me know after halftime. I'm going to ask you again. 49 seconds to go. Patak, deep throw again to Polly Truth, caught, first down.
Man.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Seattle gets another deep shot down the field. They may take a timeout, get aggressive here.
I think that's the same route again. Just straight down the field, turn around, and the ball's going to be right in your mitts.
San Diego's had no answer for that thus far. We'll see what adjustments that they can make in the second half, but Truth's up to 102 already.
I mean, they've sent blitzes. They've gone back in coverage, and all night that route's been working.
Gus Scott goes in motion. Down to 20 seconds left. Type attack, taking his time, then throws one deep. Yeah, that was the play right there that could have got him into good range. Fullerton was the intended target.
I don't know. I'm kind of puzzled. I don't know what they're going to do. Either they run it and end the half, or they have some sense of urgency trying to move it down the field. And they're somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, they're kind of no man's land. 16 runs, 16 passes, so they've been pretty balanced with their play calling tonight as well. This will be pass number 17 for Patak down the middle. That pass is caught by Truth. He gets into field goal range too. No. Timeout Seattle. They have 8 seconds to play with.
Yeah, the defensive coordinators need to get the pictures out and look at that route and figure out a way, bump at the line, something to stop the tight ends. Mostly on Seattle, but San Diego's ran a couple that way as well.
Man, Truth is killing them. It looks like Seattle may try to get the ball into field goal range here with a run. Handoff to Scott, and Scott's actually going to lose a yard, so that doesn't help. I think they're out of range. We are indoors. We'll see what Seattle decides to do, but that's a game-changing stop right there.
Yeah, that was a huge stop. I think the longest for the season for Iron Leg is 44.
Yeah, they're going to go. I suppose if they get a quick little run, maybe they have a time to call a timeout. No, they're going to throw. Patak down the field, caught, and that is the end of the first half. That tackle for loss in the backfield, Harrison with a catch, was monstrous for San Diego. It prevents Seattle from getting any points at the end of the half, and it keeps it a 2-score game. Big time.
Yeah, San Diego's found some things to work on for the second half, and they're hanging in here. I mean, Seattle started out on fire, but San Diego's been answering a couple times in the end zone, and this is just what we need to have a pretty big battle in the second half.
And they get the ball. San Diego gets the ball to start the second half as well. And, yeah, that was a huge stop after it looked like Paulie Truth and the rest of this offense was just going to go down the field and crush them again. Decent half for Pickler, but the turnovers are a problem. Doug Britton was a highlight for San Diego's offense, but this defense has been on the field quite a bit tonight.
And I think type attack has got the answer with those routes the tight ends running in Paulie Truth. And they can do that. Ben Harrison hasn't had too shabby a game either, so they've been getting their tight ends active in this game plan. And also the backfield. I mean, they've got Scott and Doyle getting activity as well. Dean Jackson with a couple receptions. I'm impressed with the Seattle offense and the way they're spreading the ball around.
Truth's your player of the half. We'll see what Tyler and Chris have to say about the first half. Your APM Music halftime report comes your way next.
(24-10) as we enter the halftime break in Seattle. The nemesis on top of the San Diego Mavericks. Chris Curtis, Tyler Falk in here, or Walmart Yeti and Kmart Ken, as Cam put it. Tyler, give me your thoughts on a first half that honestly could have been a lot more lopsided, and San Diego's fortunate to be in the spot they're in.
Yeah, just a little bit. And while I have been cynical in the past, I'm going to be a bit more methodical about how I break down this game. And I'm focusing on player, that be Johnny Pickler. And let's talk about what Johnny Pickler had done in the first half. It wasn't a pretty half for him. Now sitting at 50%, but for the longest time was sitting below 50%. As one of the top 10 quarterbacks in completion percentage, it was kind of weird about how erratic his throws were, how good the coverage for Seattle was. And so I just did digging here real quick, and I found out he hasn't had a game below 50% completion percentage since August 13th against the Minnesota Legend back last season. Since then, he has been 50% or better, leading San Diego, even in tough games, even in hard-to-play games. He has been consistent. It's a rarity that we've seen Johnny not be able to complete this many passes. And so San Diego, led by Doug Day, led by that vaunted defense, have really controlled Pickler when he's trying to be methodical. We saw it especially on the 2-minute drive where they tried to bump up the tempo. It got a little bit better for the Mavs. So I wonder how are they going to come out in the second half if they try and incorporate more of a we got to go fast type mentality to get them back in this game, because the whole dinking and dunking approach just wasn't working in the first half.
Yeah, you're right. He was better when he started going downfield, was Johnny Pickler. And really, when you look at that last drive, really recovered his stat line quite a bit. And it put San Diego in a spot where they could potentially get back into this game, essentially a 10-point swing. They get the touchdown, and then they stop Seattle from getting into field goal range on the last drive of the half. And Johnny Pickler's at the 50% mark, 9 for 18 today. On the other side, type attack has been lovely today. He's been near flawless, 13 for 15 as of right now with a 141 QBR. He has been on point, and his main target, tight end Paulie Truth. In fact, both tight ends really balling out.
Absolutely, and it's just that tight end go route that it has Truth and just working that middle of the field. Those linebackers are having a hard time picking him up, and they've been running a cover two, which is supposed to contain more of that first half of the defense, not letting him get back to safeties. Truth's just been speeding right by him, and attack has just been floating the ball right over the heads of those linebackers, and they're really exploiting the weakness of the cover two.
So I want to switch gears real quick as we get out of the game in hand and talk about the league as a whole. Cam and Mike made a statement this evening on This Week in the SFL that made me think. Right now, your top four in the playoff picture: Florida 1, Canton 2, both of them 8-0, Minnesota 7-2, DC 6-2. They made a statement today that put Fort Worth in the conversation of a top 5 in the league, and then everything else separated. I know maybe by record that makes sense. Do you get that sense that Fort Worth belongs in that conversation in the top 4 teams at the moment?
It's a tough one to decide with how close that South Division is, and Fort Worth got some beneficiary losses from other teams from Houston earlier this week, so that helps out with them having a full game in hand of Houston and Alamo City. But to put them maybe top 5 is, I mean, you could easily make a case for Alamo, who's been resurgent to be up there. Baltimore's resurgent to be up there, although they're a little bit more shaky. One loss, and Baltimore has a franchise record losses for a single season.
Yeah.
And so I just, really, there are a couple teams that could be put at number 5. Record-wise, of course, Fort Worth is there, but you look at how many points this Toros team gives up. There's 16 in the league come into week 9, or coming into week 10, excuse me, at 183 points a game, or points in total, I should say, which, again, only gives them not a whole lot. But it's been hit or miss versus San Diego. San Diego game really giving them a little, but they've been very crucial at home. They only have one home game this season.
Mm.
They only have one more home game against Louisiana week 12. The last 2 games are in Indy and in Baltimore. I think Fort Worth and Baltimore are going to be game to decide in Workport and who is going to be the number 5 team in the league.
So I guess my question is yeah, we could say that they deserve to be 5th right now, but my question is, do they deserve? Is there a separation between 5 and the rest of the group, or is there a separation between 4 DC and the rest of the group, including Fort Worth?
I think it's 4 in the rest of the group. I think everyone that's still fighting to try and get a first round is still all hodgepodge together, still duking it out. I don't see a clear team.
Okay, all right, that's it. I was looking for you. Didn't know. I wanted to see how you felt about that. I was just kind of curious. On the other side of things, going from the 5th spot to the 1 and 2 spot right now, Florida owns the strength of victory advantage over Canton at 503 versus 502, which is fantastic. However, what I want to know is, in your opinion, I mean, you've been around the league circles for a while, does Florida match up with Canton, and is as dominant as Canton has been this season? Can Florida take them?
Well, if they pull off more fourth quarter goals like they have last couple of weeks, they might have a shot, and they're gonna need to, because no one has put up more than 10 points, let alone 9 points against this Canton. To put them on even playing field is about this. Is about what you'd expect. I expect Florida to give them a game. They do play Canton week 13. That'll be a true test of the actual difference to see whether or not there's going to be a team that play Canton all of their strengths to every single player on that Canton, because every single one of those players over in Ohio is a stud. They're a superstar. They are playing like they are composed. They have complete performances week in, week out. Florida has not had that, especially the last 2 weeks. It is very scary for me to say, yeah, Florida can take Canton, because I don't think they can go toe-to-toe with Canton the way they've been shaky. I'm not going to go out and say, as a certain Canadian said over on the talking, that there are too many cracks in Florida's armor, but they are a little unsteady. They're a little shaky. It took 2 great plays for Florida to continue to have win streak, where Canton has had 30 of them.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. Bonus category for you. Give me a player to watch in this second half for both teams.
Johnny Pickler started right after he was a little shaky, under 500 or 50% completion percentage. Now has to back up. If San Diego are going to come back in this football game, he has to be better. He has to be more complete, like he has for so much of the last about almost a year. If he's not able to keep himself composed, San Diego will lose this football.
Okay, and Seattle?
I think you got to look out for. I'm going to focus on a secondary. The second who is going to be the flip side of that. If you continue to contain Johnny Pickler, Seattle will easily come away with the victory.
San Diego starts with the ball at the start of the second half, and one score could put this game on its head. Second half coming up in just a minute or so. 24-10, Seattle has the lead. We're going to head to the second half. Cameron Irvine and Charles Doherty on the other side. See you then, everybody, after the game for post-game. Have a good one.
And we're back. Thanks to Chris Curtis and Tyler Falk for that wonderful APM Music halftime report. A look at this game and around the league. Along with Charles Doherty, I'm Cameron Irvine. Mike Daggs, Ron Haynes, assisted by Rochelle Colston on stats tonight. We have our all-star crew here, as we do every Monday, Charles. And here's your first half stats, and they look a little lopsided, but so does the scoreboard. San Diego, as you mentioned just before we went to break, Charles, they're hanging tough, though. They've made this a game.
Especially in the second quarter, they made some adjustments. They just need to limit the mistakes.
A reverse starts the second half. That's Doug Britton to pick up 4 as San Diego's cleverness continues. They've ran out a few times this season. It's been effective almost every time.
I mean, you never know what Mike O'Neill's going to pull out of his magic bag.
Beans, perhaps.
Okay.
Times. I don't know. Pickler fires. That pass is caught. I thought he was going underneath there. Instead, he hits Rob Noel for a 5-yard pickup, and it'll set up 3rd and 1.
So I know there hasn't been a formal review or study on this, but I would hazard a guess that Curtis has the largest microphone in SFL broadcasting history.
I think you might be right. Yeah, it's bigger. It's bigger than his head.
He has to pay taxes on that microphone.
Pickler's pass, Pickler's sneak rather. That's a first down, and I never knew Curtis's head was so small. But there's a couple things bigger than his head, including that microphone. I don't know what he's doing. Off camera, he's doing something that just is disturbing. We'll just leave it at that. 1st and 10. Pickler's pass incomplete. That'll bring up 2nd down, and the first down struggles for Johnny in the passing game continue.
Well, that was great coverage by the Seattle cornerback on that play. Looked like we saw a lot of zone coverage by Seattle in the first half, and maybe a couple man-to-man plays been run here so far early in the second.
2nd down and 10 for San Diego. Pickler against some pressure. Pickler in some trouble and eventually brought down. That was stellar effort there from Aaron Stein, who refused to give up on the play.
Yeah, you could argue that Johnny held onto that ball way too long. He saw the pocket breaking down and just was waiting for something good to happen downfield, and should have either ran or thrown it out of bounds.
Taylor Menner just could not get a clip on Stein, who gets his 3rd sack of the season. So 3rd and 15. San Diego continues to operate behind the chains. Pickler fires, intercepted. TJ Frosty, take it back the other way, juke move. Frosty 10, Frosty touchdown.
Oh my gosh. That was a running back move on that return. That was one of the best interception returns I've seen so far this season. But they sent Seattle defense, they sent a blitz in on Johnny Pickler, and the secondary was just sitting back there center field waiting for the ball. And they were able to disrupt Johnny. Not the best pass of his tonight, and made him pay for it.
It looked like, Charles, the two receivers, right as the ball was getting there, it almost looked like they kind of ran into each other. And the ball sails right past both of them into the hands of TJ Frosty, who's having himself a night. 0 picks coming into this one, 2 in this game. Iron Leg's kick is good, and that's the last thing, if you're San Diego, that you wanted to see out of second half adjustments.
And that's the 4th mistake they've had tonight, and that's it's hard that's a hard hole to dig out of.
Well, both teams coming in had struggled with the turnovers. San Diego was -4 in turnover differential. Seattle was -7. And Seattle's going to be a little bit further down in the minus after tonight if this game continues the way it continues. This is King
nice
on the
move.
return.
Good
Easton King's got good field position up to the 32.
Yeah, there's no quit in San Diego, that's for sure. I mean, they're gonna keep gunning it down the field. They're not gonna let a couple touchdowns behind stop them.
Frosty's in the house, and Jeff Gagne, he wants to know what that punishment is, Charles. He's not going to let you off the hook.
Well, a convention dunk booth is a great idea. And I've also heard some people saying you should sing a little on tonight's broadcast.
Oh, no.
So
I don't think anybody said that. Where did you see that?
No, that's, you said I was a man of the people, and the people are speaking.
When did I say that? I don't remember saying that. Pickler back to pass. Oh, wide open. Benji Matson. And nice closing speed from Amar Bryant Jr. to shove him out of bounds. But Matson gets a solid 8. And that's what San Diego's been missing tonight, just getting second and short.
Well, and those short routes. I mean, they're going mid-range to deep on every route, it seems. When they do the short routes, those drags and those out routes by the tight end and halfbacks, they can be very successful.
7:38 to go in the third. Hand off to Noel, and that picks up 6. Have you ever rented a dunking booth before? That's actually a really pretty great idea. Right out by the pool. It's going to be hot anyway, right? Definitely. Raise some money?
I have no idea how much it costs to rent that, but we have time to figure it out.
If anyone's got a dunking booth on hand, bring it to Houston for us. That would be great. Doug Britton wide open. And that's to the Seattle 39-yard line. Kind of similar to Seattle's offense, Charles. No one's covering these short flats.
Well, the thing with San Diego's wide receivers are, they can cause a lot of damage on a short route with running after the catch. And Britton showed it on that one. So it kind of shows you how those successful short routes can open up the game and take some of the pressure off Pickler.
Under 7 to go in the third. San Diego has bounced back before. They were down 24-3 and got a touchdown. Can they get another one here? Down 31-10. Pickler going to throw again. That pass is caught by Britton to the 26-yard line. They've kind of gone away from the run game. Not a single run in the first half, or second half, rather.
Yeah, I think we had one run by the fullback for first down, but that was about it. And Britton is showing his ability to run and be pretty effective on those short routes.
That's a good route, too, from Britton. He's up to 5 catches for 78 yards. First down at the 27. There's a handoff to McWaffle, picks up 5. Britton this season with just 18 catches. His season high is 5 for 80 yards. That came a few weeks ago against Jacksonville, so he's sitting around that mark. Did have 9 grabs last season for $131 when he was in Vegas, the game against Arizona. 2nd and 5, handoff, goes to Noel, and he pushes forward Doug Day across the first down line, and San Diego continues to move.
Yeah, Noel's very effective out of the backfield on those runs up the middle. I mean, every time they showed that 3-down lineman for Seattle, as long as it's not 3rd down, I would run it up the middle every time.
Pickler rolls out. Pickler sacked! Back at the 25-yard line, taken down by Darko Young.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, they're just when you think they're just kind of sitting in on their heels, waiting for the ball to come to them, they dial up a blitz like that, and they're just blowing up the backfield. There's no answer. The offensive line, they're not able to stop them.
It's Young's first sack of the season. 2nd and 17, pushing San Diego back behind the chains again. Blitz, Pickler overthrew it and nearly threw another pick. Brian James, 3rd and long.
Yeah, Brian James did his shortstop move, almost got an interception there on the goal line, but man, It's amazing. It looked like the defense for Seattle flipped the switch after they crossed over the 50.
3 receivers short side left. Now they're going 2 by 2. 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Mavericks hanging on for dear life, facing a very difficult Seattle team tonight. Pickler to throw. More pressure coming. Pickler avoids one and then gets decked from behind.
Wow.
Sacked by Ricky Robinson.
Safety blitz. And it was started, I think this Sabo Kanane had a shot at him at the beginning, and they sent the two blitzers in. It was just able to break down that offensive line protection.
So Cliff Allen will try and salvage the drive for San Diego by getting something on the board. That's a 45-yard field goal. Of course, we haven't even seen Seattle's offense in the second half. They have not had a single offensive play because of that pick 6. So we'll finally get to see what San Diego's defense did to try and slow down Pauly Truth.
Yeah, now all the pressures on the defense of San Diego. They got to disrupt the Seattle offense somehow to get that ball back, get some turnovers, and get some momentum back in the San Diego and Pickler's hands.
Fullerton on the return will get uprooted at the 25-yard line. Now when you look at the stats, they don't make much sense except that one column, the turnover column. Just brutal tonight.
Yeah, it's killing them. Yeah, the turnovers and sacks. I mean, again, the defense for Seattle just sits back there, and then, when you least expect it, they dial it up and send 15 people in on the blitz.
First and 10 of the 25. Patak drops to throw, clean pocket. That's Pauly Truth for an 8-yard gain. I mean, Ty Patak, it's not that he hasn't been sacked tonight, but there's not a lot of hurries. There's not a lot of quarterback hits, right, when he's able to throw.
Because of the line. I mean, it's a contrast in offensive lines. The Seattle offensive line is, building a wall for their quarterback, whereas on the San Diego side, they're showing a lot of holes.
Just doing a better job in blitz protection. Ty Patak takes it himself. Man, he's quick. First down.
Yeah, he is. He's a little scrambler. You don't see him do it a lot, but when he does, it's an eye-opener.
What's your opinion on jorts, Charles? You ever worn jorts before? Jeans shorts?
There's jean shorts?
Yeah.
Maybe when I was 8 years old. Back when they had black and white TV.
Toss out to Scott, and that
climb
plays.
a pole to talk on the telephone.
When did that happen? Are we talking string and Campbell's soup can, or?
Yeah, it was from Green Acres. That's way back. You had to climb a pole to talk on the phone.
Sorry, somebody more cultured than me probably got that in the chat, and I didn't.
No, probably old. They're probably old like me.
Second down and 11. I don't know anything outside of this league, so you could have said something from 2022, and I wouldn't have known what you were talking about. Fullerton goes in motion. Hand off to Doyle.
Oh, my gosh.
And Doyle picked up 4. I thought he was going to get more.
Yeah, I thought that Danny Carmichael was going to bring him down at the line of scrimmage, but, man, shows a lot of power on that run.
Well, so far this game has not lived up to the Alamo City, Arizona thriller we had last week, but it was going to be pretty impossible to do so anyway. As Patek looking to pour it on here on third down. San Diego needs a stop, and there it is. Gus Scott, first down. You just had a feeling. It's just Seattle's night right now.
I know, yeah, and then Tack is having a great game. He's just plenty of time in the pocket, able to go through his progressions. Very clean uniform, and you give a pro that amount of time in the backfield, they're going to make you pay for it.
271 passing yards, and we still have a whole nother quarter to go. Patak averages 230 a game, so he's already over that average. His last 300-yard game was the second game of this season. He's only had one this season. 314 did that against Baltimore in that blowout loss they took. Here's Patak again, staying clean and picking up 5 to Baloo Scott.
Yeah, smart play there to dump it off to Scott. I'm still trying to figure out where you got the jorts question from.
There was a fan in the crowd that had jorts on, so I just wanted to take. That's all. Ty's only missed 3 passes tonight. Doyle
nice
did get the first down. I don't know if that's worth a challenge. The last 3 weeks, Charles, the last 4 weeks, okay, he's thrown 15, 17, 18, 21 incompletions. So 4 straight weeks he's actually improved on that incompletion mark, and then tonight he's just having a phenomenal night.
He's on fire. 85%.
Take a retroactive look at the play presented by Retroid. Get the SFL console or SFL game with your only player in it, SFL 4K23. I do not think this is a first down. Should be overturned. So San Diego's going to get their crack at it here on 3rd and short. Watch the sneak.
Yeah, watch the sneak. I mean, they've been effective running up the middle. I mean, they've got plenty of options.
Baloo Scott's got 2 touchdowns tonight. J.W. Doyle, 16 yards. Patak's snuck a couple. Just 3 down linemen. Look at that. 8 on the line for Seattle. Toss. Scott. And Baloo just got it. Wow, I'm surprised they pulled that out again, but first down nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, that was good on them for getting the first down, but man, they made Baloo Scott have to work for it. That was a lot of real estate she had to run.
It's wild, Charles. This is Seattle's first drive of the half, and it's almost the end of the quarter. They've had the ball for the last 4.5 minutes as Doyle takes the handoff and loses a yard. Funk on the stop.
Yeah, I mean, this is it looks like they're made a couple adjustments here on this series. It looks like they're running a heck of a lot more than they've been passing.
The balance tonight continues. 24 runs to 22 passes, or 21 passes rather. Here's his 22nd. Dump off to Dean Jackson, wide open. Will set up a more manageable 3rd down.
I love it. I love it when they're getting those short routes and the halfbacks engaged out of the backfield in their passing plan.
Yeah, that's been a great adjustment, getting Dean involved tonight in the game plan. 3rd down and 7. Can the drive continue? Ty Patak going to take off and run, and Patak is going to be short of the first down, so at least San Diego keeps it a 3-score game, but they are running out of time. End of the 3rd quarter. Seattle's terrific night continues. We'll pause, and we'll be right back after this.
The Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
Start of the 4th quarter, Seattle kicking the field goal. And Iron Legs up and good. 34-13. Seattle back up by 21. Every time San Diego answers, Charles, Seattle's right back to do the same.
Yeah, I mean, they're walking away on their drives with points, and San Diego's with 1 quarter left. They have to be near perfect on every possession.
Next week, Florida and Canton are back in action. The undefeated teams at the top of the standings. Florida hosts Denver on Friday night. Canton is at Motor City. Saturday afternoon, I imagine both teams will be pretty heavy favorites. In that one, Charles, we have a desperation game flexed into the Monday Night Spectacular. It's a big one. 3-6 Queen City coming off of that shocking loss to Los Angeles. They got to win out. This is a playoff game for them after all the good that they've done to turn that franchise around, and they are heading into Charleston where their 4-game win streak snapped by Fort Worth. So 3-6 versus 4-5. Desperate times in the thick of the playoff race. That is our next Monday Night Spectacular.
I thought you were going to say called for desperate measures, but yeah, I misread you on that one.
That's all right. I probably missed an opportunity.
That's going to be a good game, though.
Yeah. Yeah, it should be a great game. Some other big ones on the schedule. Baltimore takes on Atlanta on Saturday. Fort Worth's at Indy Saturday. As Pickler's pass is way over the head of the intended target. It was just a miss. Of course, you got Vancouver, D.C. on Sunday. We're going to be watching that one closely. And we can't sleep in the nightcap Saturday night. Alamo City, Tulsa. Can't sleep on that game after the Desperados pulled off a shocker.
Yeah. Always fun watching ACA as well.
3rd down and 8. Britton goes in motion. This feels like the Mavs' last stand here. Pickler drops to throw, passes caught. Oh my!
Barely.
Heck of a tackle on Doug Britton. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a challenge. Citrion, wow.
That was a great pass by Pickler. Holy smokes.
It looked like the ball was out ahead of the 30, but not by where did they spot that ball? The 32-yard line. Boy, that was generous for the Mavs. They needed a break. Toss, McAfee, first carry of the night, picks up 7. McWaffles disappeared a little bit with San Diego down in this game, but he was having a solid night.
You rarely hear me say this, but I think they need to look at pushing the ball a little bit more downfield. I mean, these short plays are taking up a lot of time, and they don't have it.
Hand off Noel, and has the first down. You figure if they can get a score before the 5-minute mark, that gives their defense a chance to get a stop, right? Get something on. They have time, but just not a lot of time. They got to be perfect from here on out is what I'm trying to say.
I mean, the way Seattle's been holding the ball, I mean, they're going to burn 5 minutes off the clock.
That's true. That's a whole nother problem as McWaffle gets a yard. 3 straight runs here for San Diego. It's almost like either they're trying to calm their offense down or they just feel the weight of this deficit right now and just want to get on the bus and go home.
Wow. Okay.
Pickler.
There you go.
Deep. And Matson couldn't haul it in. 3rd and 9.
That is rare. That's rare for Matson to drop that one. I think it hit both of his paws, and man, he needed to bring that in.
Mike O'Neill, the coach in the chat, saying offense isn't built for that. It's designed for us to go up early. So you can see their struggles right now. 3rd and 9, 7:48 to go. They've been pretty clutch on 3rd down all night, I got to say. Pickler rolling, had to get rid of it quickly, and the pass is caught. That was his best throw of the night, a heads-up play from J2K to Eagle Mondavi.
Johnny Pickler avoided a nightmare on that one. Defender was right in his face, and he delivered a perfect throw to Mondavi. Holy smokes.
That is knowing the playbook, Charles, right? Knowing where that player is supposed to be, because there's no way he could have seen him in time. San Diego is 7 for 10 on 3rd down tonight. I mean, 3rd downs have been really good for this team. It's the 1st and 2nd down offense that's really slowing them down, as McWaffle only able to pick up a yard.
And it's the mistakes that they're making on 1st and 2nd down, the 4 that have been costly.
7:05 to go in the 4th and counting. 245 yards of offense to 308 for Seattle. San Diego's actually had more plays tonight than that Seattle offense. Of course, the Nemesis have had the pick 6. They had the interception that set them up in terrific field position as well. Pickler all day this time, and that pass off the shoulder of Eagle Mondavi as he tried to reel that in. And here we go, Charles, another third down. This has been the money down for them.
Yeah, and Brian had covered that play perfectly for Seattle, but this is a big third down for San Diego.
This is the third consecutive drive of the half that is 10 plays or longer. We only had one such drive in the first half. As this game is crawling to the finish line, San Diego's still in it, but they got to keep converting. As Pickler drops to throw. Pickler off 1 foot. Oh, what a hit! Brian James, the hit of the night. Wowzers.
I thought that was going to be another remarkable catch by B. Robo. Wow. Good defense by Seattle.
And they're going to have to punt. That's a difficult situation for the Mavs. It's crazy, Charles. Seattle, this will be just their second offensive possession of the second half, and they're still up by 21. That is a testament to their defensive effort tonight, because, man, their offense just hadn't had to do much in the second half.
Yeah, and 3 minutes plus off the game clock and no points to show for it.
What a game for Seattle. They have Jacksonville next. That is the last game of Week 11 coming up on March 24th. Figured Seattle will be favorites in that one. They are also at home. As the handoff goes to Baloo Scott. Scott gets 5. And then Seattle will follow that up with a bye. So chance for the Nemesis to get some forward momentum, maybe 6-4 going into the last couple of weeks of the season.
This Pacific division is going to be one of the divisions to watch. It's going to be a good fight till the end.
Handoff to Doyle as Doyle tries to run this out. 3rd and 3. You mentioned that Pacific. Vancouver's got DC next. That is a difficult challenge before the Legion go on their bye. And then in terms of San Diego, they'll host Los Angeles next week. You'd have to figure that they're favorites in that one as well. And then they are at Canton after that. A big one for the Mavs in a couple of weeks, about 11 days' time. That kicks off Week 12.
Ooh,
pass
smart.
Dumped off to Jackson. This Dean Jackson has been the X factor, Charles. I know he's not going to blow up the box score tonight, but, I mean, he's been a difference maker, no doubt about it.
I mean, he's been the safety valve. When San Diego sends the blitz, Patak knows where to throw it to, and that's the number 35, Dean Jackson.
Patak, 20 for 23 in this game tonight. 281 yards, a QBR of 132.1. He has completed 9 of his last 10 passes, and now is 10 for his last 11. Pauly Truth first down when they needed it to keep the clock moving.
That's just an example of how well Patak's been playing all night, and how dangerous Pauly Truth's been on that go route.
I mean, Patak is 2 passes away from completing 10 in a row.
That's crazy.
In this league, you just never see that, ever. What, Charles?
No, I was agreeing with you.
Yeah, at least not in this era anyway. Patak drops the throw, fires down the field. 9 in a row for Ty Patak. Gus Scott with the catch. What a night for the Scots.
Well defended, too, and that was just a battle for the ball. And Scott, ripped it out of the hands into his jersey and held on to it.
Wow, forced outside. And then Tanner Hendricks gave up containment inside. Clock rolls.
Man, Hendricks is no slouch at cornerback. So
no, he's one of the best in the league. Can Patak get 10 in a row before this one's all said and done? 4:05 left. Another lengthy drive for Seattle, averaging 10 yards a play on this drive. Patak going to throw. Patak deep, and kaboom! Oh, Scott. If Truth would have caught that off his helmet for the 10th completion in a row, that would have been sensational. Funkin' coverage, and that snaps the streak.
I hate to be the spoiled sport, but I don't know why they're passing. Just run it, burn the clock off, and just walk away with the field goal, and it's 37-13.
The brew house closes at 10. We gotta get our Pazookies.
That's right, Pazookies for Cam.
Patak drops the throw, and that pass is underthrown and incomplete. So now it's 3rd and 10. They have to pass. Yeah, I'm with you, Charles.
They don't really need to pass, and they can still run and make it a sand wedge for the kicker.
.351 to go. Seattle has this one in hand. The Nemesis won the first meeting of this series, 24-17. They do run it, Charles, and it won't be a sand wedge, but maybe a 5-iron, 4th and 12.
Yep. I disagreed with Cam. That's like a career ender right there.
Since when?
I'll be getting a call from Mike after this.
Why are you making me out to be the bad guy?
You never disagree with Cam. What are you thinking?
You're not getting call of the week this week. 47-yard attempt for Victor Ironleg, who's been busy. This will be his 7th kick of the night, 4 extra points, and 3 field goals. Ironleg, you got it. Right down the middle. Extends the lead.
How many lefty kickers do we have? Do you know? You'd be the only one that would know in the league.
Yeah, I don't. So now I'm going to be reprimanded by Mike.
Go get him, Mike. Go get him.
Well, Charles, what's going to be the highlight of your week coming up?
So far, it's been this game.
Well, after this game.
The highlight of my week. It's it's just going to be probably a low-key week for me, other than simming and getting ready for our next game.
There's nothing wrong
and there's
with
the
that.
job too, but that's whatever.
Oh yeah, work. Brutal.
Yeah.
Thanks for the details.
I know. It's boring. The ratings would go down. People would be unchecking the like button.
Well, I mean, there's 3:08 left. It's a 24-point game. I don't know if you can say anything that would make them.
Sing, Cam, sing.
No. Well, that's true. That would make the ratings go down. That pass is caught. I believe that was Robo, who's been real quiet much of the night. Pickler, another clean pocket. Oh, Robo, nice snag at about midfield. Here's his numbers. Giving the stats team a little bit of extra work here at the end of this. And wow, Robo's just going to slice and dice all the way down the field, it would appear.
Yep. And they're still sending the blitz from Seattle.
More catches in the last 60 seconds in the whole game, and that pass is picked off. Well, that's the end of that, and that puts a bow on this one fittingly. Daniel Valentine, it's the wrong holiday, but makes the play in honor of St. Patty's Day turnover.
I mean, I love it when the defense doesn't go in to prevent; they just keep attacking, and it paid off on that series.
5 turnovers for San Diego tonight, and nada for Seattle. That'll tank San Diego's turnover differential down to -9, and that has been their bugaboo this season.
I mean, Ty's had a perfect game plan for tonight. Probably the best of the season, I think, for them.
Baloo Scott takes the handoff. I would agree. Charles, By the way, -10 was the worst turnover differential coming into the week. That was Jacksonville and Portland. So, yeah, San Diego has they got some things to clean up, but we know, Mike, it's all about matchups. It's all about the next week in this league. I mean, they're just fresh off a big win over Fort Worth, and we know the Mavs are going to bounce back.
I agree, Phil.
Phil?
Called me Mike again.
I'm done. Take me away. Wheel me out of here. And then I get all mad. Phil? How dare you?
Yeah, I did it again. Oh, boy, 2 strikes.
Oh, gosh. I haven't done that all season, right?
No, you haven't.
I don't know. It's crazy. I think maybe because Mike O'Neill's playing. But we had San Diego a few weeks ago. I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
You know, let's just forget about it and move on.
I know no one can see behind the scenes, but that was the perfect gif for that moment. Oh, gosh. San Diego in the process of exhausting their timeouts. We lost, by the way, after I called, Baloo Scott's got a first down. After I called you, Mike, we lost 4 viewers. So there you go. It's my fault. It's all my fault.
I'm going to have to come up with some type of defense for when I talk to Mike.
Don't stop saying Mike. It's confusing me, obviously. Oh, my goodness. First down for Seattle. They just need one more to ice this thing. What a dominant performance. I don't think there's anything else more that we can say that hasn't already been said. But Tack's going to throw. Come on, brah. What? Come on.
Now you're just showing off.
Yeah. Come on, Ty. You're killing your completion percentage. What are you doing?
Man. Still what, 78? Wow.
Yeah. It's still up there. Well, Seattle, I mean, this game ultimately was more important for them as Scott can't pick up anything at San Diego's last time out.
Yeah.
I mean, if they lost this game, Charles.
Lose streak. Yeah, they broke the 3-game streak.
Absolutely. They break the 3-game streak, and if they would have lost this game, they would have fallen outside the playoff picture.
Yep.
And they would have been totally searching for answers. Now they can rest easy. They got Jacksonville this upcoming week. They're no slouch. Still a very good team, as they all are in the SFL. But this was a momentous game for Seattle. If their season turns around, they're going to look back at this moment and they're going to say it was tonight that did it.
Yeah, I mean, they played great on all aspects of the game. Like I said a couple times, playbook is awesome, and if you're going to get hot, now's the time to do it in this league.
Clock's going to continue to roll, and Pickler's going to have one more opportunity to save face. Not a terrible game for Johnny Pickler, and on that last drive, he got to 240 yards, which is enough to pass E.T. King for 11th all time. So I know it comes in a loss, but I mean, Pickler's putting the former #1 draft pick, Charles. I mean, he's almost top 10 in the league in passing all time. He's putting together a Hall of Fame career. Just needs that ring.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, an E.T. King. Wow, that's a blast from the past.
It is. Absolutely.
Congratulations, Johnny Pickler.
He also, he's back and forth with Jack Wigmore, and Shabazz Synergy in completions and attempts, also kind of in that top 15. Not going to set that touchdown mark tonight. Needed 4. That's a sack. And that's Aaron Gooden with the sack. I mean, start the bus. That is the 5th sack of the night for Seattle. Been all over by 5 different players.
It's crazy. But, I mean, they're third in the league in sacks, team sacks.
Yep. They lived up to it tonight.
Oh, yeah.
3rd and 15. Oh, boy.
Again.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
that's going to do it. Gooden with another sack, and that's a poor adjustment. I wouldn't be surprised, Charles, if I just see San Diego run here on 4th down, just to run the clock out.
Yeah, well, you never know with Johnny Pickler back there.
Yeah. 4th and 20, back-to-back sacks. Yep, they just want to get out of here. Wow. That is a statement all on its own, Charles. Breaking the spirit of the Mavericks tonight there. Like I said, they'll be back.
Oh, yeah. I mean, good coaching, good players. I mean, it's going to happen.
And, of course, Frosty gets the tackle to end the game. 10 total tackles, 2 picks, and a pick 6. Is he your player of the game, or are you giving it to somebody else?
I'm going to give it to Patak.
All right. I'll take Frosty. You can have Patak. We can give out 2 awards.
Yeah.
Consolation for Pauly Truth, who nearly had $150.
Yeah.
Baloo Scott.
Well, I mean, if Patak had half of the game he had tonight, we'd be looking at a different score. I mean,
True.
San Diego might pull away on this.
Yep. 6 sacks. Baloo Scott had 2 touchdowns. It was a total team effort, and that's how the game started, Charles. 6 different players touched the ball on that opening drive, from the very beginning, everybody for Seattle stepped up and played well, and they take care of San Diego 37-13. Your final thoughts before we get Curtis and Tyler's final thoughts of the evening, Charles.
Near perfect game for Seattle, and San Diego, walked into a buzzsaw. Seattle was prepared, great playbook, and I think Patak was the general on the field. He got everyone involved, spread the ball around, didn't make any mistakes, and then I'd give a ball out to the offensive line for Seattle as well. I mean, they did a great job blocking on the edge for some of those big runs, as well as keeping the quarterback upright and clean.
Charles, it was always a pleasure. Charleston, Queen City next week. Going to be a fun one.
Good night, Mike.
Did I? I didn't. Now wait, hold on a minute. I didn't say Mike again, did I?
No.
Okay. You're freaking me out. I really thought I said it again. That is really bad. For Rochelle Colston, Mike Daggs, Ron Haynes, Stacy, my color commentator, I'm Cameron Irvine. Y'all have a great night. Post game's coming up, and I don't know what else they're going to say that hasn't already been said. Take it away, guys.
Thanks, Mike and Mike. This is Mike alongside Mike for the APM. No. It's Chris Curtis and Tyler Falk with the APM postgame. Tyler, it was a Seattle drubbing of the San Diego Mavericks in this game. It was looking like it might be closer going into the second half, and Seattle just said absolutely not and had their way.
Well, Bob, Chris, Johnny Pickler goes ahead and he didn't do anything more. He kept it at 50%. He was supposed to be better than this. It's unfortunate. It just goes to show you that Seattle was ready to play. They were ready to get off the schneid after the turmoil that happened midseason. They're ready to get back in the hunt, and it's now the fourth lead change in the Pacific Division for the lead of that division. The Pacific is insane. We were talking last season about the Central, no team above 500 making the postseason for the first time. All 4 teams ending at 4-8, just insanity. This season's the Pacific said, "Here, hold my Mountain Dew. I'm going to go ahead and make this even crazier for you." It's just happened, and Seattle has just played very good football. Great tribute to St. Patty's Day, and they showed up. When you put on a special uniform, you're supposed to show up, but I mean that defense truly won the game for Seattle, and Ty Patak was lean. He was efficient. It was a great game all in hand for the Nemesis tonight.
I straight up though, I think the game ball should be given to that Seattle defense. They kept Pickler and the San Diego offense on their toes all night long. 6 sacks given up by the offensive line, and by I believe 6 different people, 5 or 6 different people had sacks for the Seattle defense, which is wild. They had blitzers coming from the sidelines, from the concession stands. They had them coming from everywhere, and Pickler could run absolutely nowhere. Exactly. So it was just a really big statement game for Seattle, and like Cameron said, they were prepared. Everything that Seattle did was in preparation for what San Diego was going to do next. They seemed to be a step ahead the entire night, and Seattle could do no wrong tonight. Type attack, he could have an average game tonight, and he probably still wins this game for the Nemesis. So a huge credit to them. But San Diego's not a bad team, not by any stretch. They've got good people behind the scenes there, and they will absolutely be back. Any closing thoughts before we end up tonight?
No, 4 weeks to go the regular season. It's going to be a race to the finish line. And with how things are transpiring in just the Pacific Division alone, let alone the rest of the SFL, we're in for a good run. Hopefully everyone stays tuned for the rest of the season.
Yep, should be a lot of fun. We have Charleston and Queen City in 1 week's time. It's flexed in, so mark your calendars in 7 days for the Monday Night Spectacular. For Ron Haynes, for Mike Daggs, for Charles Doherty, for Cameron Irvine, and Tyler Falk, I'm Chris Curtis saying goodbye and good night from the Pacific Northwest. We'll see you for next week, starting Friday in just a few days' time. Thank you very much, and good night.